It's so good when this looks perfect. Great. Now this is ready to be duplicated. Microchip. We'll have to change the direction here, but for some reason I don't see a handle. This one is here perfectly. But this one is not. Maybe I have to make new ones. And what's about rotator? Same? Yeah. No handle. Okay, we'll delete those guys and we'll make new ones. So we need to go to gadgets, movers, rotator, zero. How to change? There must be a button to change the text. Which one is it? L1. Yeah. So, I forgot to connect to the affected object. This one. Okay, now if we select the rotator, nothing happens. And why is that? Where is the pivot? Or two different rotators can be applied to the same object? Why do I have you here? And not here? what's happening. Oh, for some reason. Okay. Now what do I do? If I delete this and make a new one, will that happen again? For some reason. This works. And if I make a new one here, oh, I know what's wrong. I used this but not this. Yeah. So we need to grid snap and we need to turn it forward, don't we? Yes. So which direction was this one? Oh, the other one. So maybe we'll use maybe if we'll use same numbers here, it will go to the different direction. Okay, let's check. Let's copy the switch, turn it off, and put it here. So when we start time and press the switch, no, it doesn't matter which one. The pivot Z axis is turned, the X axis stays the same. Okay, let's return to the original form, and now we need a mover. Now we need a mover, a simple mover. We don't need advanced one for this simple story. And again, I always miss, I don't know why this thing is even here, because you have to use only this one to connect. Yeah, so this one is to the right, to the left from my side, but to the right, and this one's to the left. Yeah, great. So now we need to change values that we're giving to the mover and the rotator. So 0, 0, yeah, wrong baby, wrong, delete. We will start from 0, because this is also one of the things that is not signaled very well, that there is a transformation of numbers. It overgoes through some unknown mathematics that is hidden, but it's not just multiplying by 10. It also converts from numbers to degrees, and I don't know how. I need to read more about it. So to have a precise precise numbers, you have to start always with zeros if you want to have some control over it, because it multiplies many times right from the start. Oh, please, 0. So now we can, when we connect, we can be sure that the numbers are converted in some understandable fashion. But still, when I'm sending this 0.1 signal, it converts it to something pretty different. It's 5.7 degrees. And what's the formula? I don't understand. I forgot whole mathematics around it. So now when we move, we need the first signal from the first timer must be not 1 but -1, so we need to move another direction. The second signal that compensates the movement should be +0.1, and the last signal that stops the movement is still 0. Now this goes for rotation also. So the first signal is -0.1, second one 0.1. Ну, сейчас можно, как бы, сейчас не так важно. Сейчас я не туториал записываю.
Что ты делаешь?
Это work in progress видео. Потому что зрители на английском у меня вот этих видео. So this one -0.1, and this must be just 0.1. And this is 0, yeah? This stays 0. Okay. Now let's check if we have exactly what we want. Yes, the movement is in the right direction, and it's continuous because the button is pressed. Okay, so let's delete the button and connect the trigger zone to the node here. Okay, and let's check the play mode. So, oh yeah, but for some reason it also shoots. Okay, I think there is a everything works fine except for the shooting from, yeah, I love it. It moves left and it moves right. And it shoots. Great. Thanks, Coney. So let's check the trigger. Yes, there is one. We delete it and we delete it. Great. Now the movement is done. And the pig ship is ready to fly, except for the fact that it's insanely huge in graphics. It's 75% graphics memory, and I have to redo it completely, but the logic works. Hi there, Milkman 1032. Now what I want to work with in this scene, maybe forward movement, or maybe, so let's check just if the buttons work well. Yeah, this works well. This works well. Yes. And this should. $10.32. I'm making a first-person Space Invader game that is controlled by a character inside a ship. I just finished the logic for movement of the ship.
Я вспомнила слова на F.
F это нюк.
Нет. Нет.
Thank you.
Было по-другому. Было
FTB нюк.
FTB нюк.
Yeah, I think I will use I want it to be fingers, like a finger planet. Will have an attack of Space Invaders, and they will assign a special ship that will go and fight them. So the character will be a finger. And you will be able to choose from different types of fingers, and one finger will be fast, but the power of the pressure will be not very good, and the other finger will be big, and the pressure will be good, and so the firepower will be better, but he will be slower, much slower. So Finger Planet fighting for its survival. I think I'll try to emulate some enemies now. Oh, but overall, yeah, the central button is the shoot button. Maybe you don't see, but there is a small projectiles flying right now. They're also just for placeholders. I will change it in future, but these ones are just for test. So what I encountered recently is that I've built a very graphics heavy ship. Maybe I need to rebuild it, because it won't work for the scene. And yes, inside the ship you can move only left and right, and here's the logic for it. It's pretty complex for me because I'm doing it the first time. You can check, I've made a couple of tutorials on how this works in previous videos and also on my YouTube channel. But inside the ship you can only move left and right, but you will be able to move forward, collecting special power-ups that will go from the killed enemies. So you will have like maybe 10 or 20, I think 10 or 15 enemy line, and some of them will have that special power up that will move the ship forward. And and also there will be power-ups that will move your ship backwards. So the idea will be to reach, there will be a special boss enemy in the end that you will be able to fight only if you will collect crucial power-ups to move through the lines and to destroy it in the end. So that's the idea. Thank you. Let me check how Space Invader looks. Oh, I see now. Also, what I'm doing now is not very how to put it, not very logical, because you can do a mirror transform and that would be much better than what I'm doing now. Yeah, no, I also somehow missed the cube. No, I know what I will do. I will put it here. So now it's fine. No, okay, let's be good boys. Let's do the mirror, because that's not very professional to do. To do it like this. Strength clone. No. And subtract. No. Where's the mirror? Stretch. Delete. Oh yeah. Boundaries. Grip. No, it's not. It's not that. Yeah. For some reason, it's in guides. Okay. Oh. Oh, we can use that to. No. Mirror doesn't work well. Or maybe it does. Well, it's not very useful right now. I was wrong. Let's just continue stamping. And let's delete. Oh, why delete if the mirror didn't work? let's continue. So the Space Invader looks like this. Yes. So we will need another cube here. It starts to shape up. Ta-da! Tin, 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 tin. So we have our first enemy, and I think we need some animation for it, because I remember it having animation. Oh, I see now how it... Okay, let me check if there is any animation GIF around here. So only two phases, and the movement upward and backward. Should I use timeline for it, or maybe some logic also? There are only two states. Okay, let's use timeline. I don't really like timelines, but why don't? So the first keyframe, should we take the grid snap off? The first keyframe will stop recording, and the second one oh, I can't go inside. I can't change shapes inside, yeah? So those should be, the ones that will be animated should be a different shape. I see now. So we'll delete those keyframes and this timeline also. Oh, no. Only timeline. And we'll go inside and delete. Also delete. So, okay, exit, and now we will make another one. Now we'll need a grid snap again. Because those become smaller, I think I need to use visibility for animation. So I need to make another ones which will represent the second position. So how do I hide you? 70, edit sculpture, tweak selected, cast shadows and mid light glow. No, there's no way. Okay, let's try to do it with this thing on. Okay, now timeline. Sustain once, loop, sustain. Okay, so the first keyframe leaves this visible. Twig. Is there a visibility option here? Color mount, saturation, effects, strobe, evaporate, wave, no. Physics cost, foil and tag. There's no visibility. Oh, power works as visibility. Okay. So with this keyframe, we need to edit it. We make this unpowered. And this powered. Stop recording. Did I do something wrong? We need to make this unpowered. Stop recording. So with the second keyframe, and I want to turn off the infamous grid snap. With the second keyframe, we will have this powered on, off, on. Oh no, not stop. and this powered off. And the timeline will end here with linear transformation. So let's play. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Так. We need this keyframe to be bigger. And maybe we don't even need any curve here, it just must. It must take 1 second, and this also must take 1 second. And this must end right away. How do I? Yes. So when this time what? Why did you move? Why? What is happening? For some reason, something moved, and I missed that. So let's move it back. Okay. What? That's why I don't like timelines, because they are somehow pretty unpredictable for me. It's still in place. For some reason it worked. Sustain. Will play while it has power, stops when it loses power, and resumes when power. Once loop, restart timeline. Playback speed, loop. Okay. Now we have a Space Invader. To shoot. So let's group all these free. Great, it moves together, and when I press play it still works. Amazing. So it will be our enemy around here somewhere, and let's put it up a little bit. So Connie could shoot. Yeah, it finally hits it. So I think there is a thing called hit detector that we need to apply on our enemy. So where is that? I guess it's somewhere here. Wireless transmitter tag, controller, grab, movement sensor, angle, rotation, laser scope, impact sensor. So impact sensor sense impacts, sensitivity, touching, bumps, rolls, scrapes, yeah, all that stuff. So when it does that, I want to make this movable, so it will just fall down. Okay, let's see what it does. No such thing. Okay. What's wrong? Impact sensor. Sense impacts. Let's make it 100%. Maybe this will work. Rolls, scrapes, touching. Yeah, it's a power, but not like this. I think this must be connected. Yeah, it's already on. Yeah. So sense tag missile. Okay. You sense missiles and emitter. I need to see the invisible things. Yeah. So this one will be a missile. So it has a tag missile. Okay. So this must work, isn't it? Let's check. It becomes movable. Does it? Yeah, why do you become invisible already? Because I want you to become like it only after an impact. Bumps. When bump is detected, the strength of the corresponding force of the bump as well as an audio surface type were used and the position of the bump. Well, I have to look at some tutorials about it, I guess, because it's not as simple as I believed it to be. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep in touch and be a dreamer.